and untrustworthy. So let's move forward away from the pathetic people that look like us that are not us, and you can see from their actions. As we go further, we're going into Arsareth, and when we just go into the images, we get some interesting things that come up. Now, looking at the images of Arsareth is going to reveal a lot to us. Again, here one wants to say the Euphrates River points just off the Mediterranean. I'll start with the first one. Here we go. First, they want to say lost tribes of Arsareth, right? And they show you dragons flying around. Who knows, right? Here's one that shows you, well, and they believe Assyria is here, right? Here's the Gozam. That's supposed to be a river, right? I think, but they're showing it as a town, not the river, or the river would be marked. You know, and then they claim this is where they took them from. They took them from Jerusalem, right? Right, and this is supposed to be part of what they call the Middle East. But again, this book says what? It says they went to the east. It didn't say they went to the middle. It says they went to the east. We already know the east is China, Japan, all that shit. So this kind of stuff ain't gonna really, suit our thoughts because we know better than this. We know better than this. We've been down these roads before. We've seen. So, it's just going to get a bunch of shit saying the same thing, right? They were marched. So they want you to think this took a year and a half, right? In reality, it says they went to Arsareth, and from Arsareth, it took a year and a half. So you fucked up. You put the trail right here, and you say it took them a year and a half to walk in it, and then you just put a bunch of arrows like they just spread the fuck out, right? But it took them to the same place. So if you look, all these maps say the same thing. So, as usual, we want something that says exactly the opposite. All right, we're looking for what's opposite and what stands out. So we already know they want you to believe it's Middle East. So let's ignore the Middle East first. Here's a book, The Tale of Lori Caverns, right? Arsareth. Okay, so anybody can just grab Lori Caverns and you can copy it. You can open a new window and you can paste it. And you can say, okay, what's the Lori Caverns? Tell me about the Lori Caverns. And it'll give us some kind of shit, right? And they say this is in Virginia. Alright, so here's the Lori Caverns, and what we'll type in is at Arsareth. Right? And so if, right, Arsareth, the tale of Lori Caverns, right? So somewhere in this tale of, right, here we go, the remnant of the 10 tribes of Israel. To locate buried treasure in the nearby cave left by the remnant of the lost tribes of Israel. So you already have like one group of people saying that Israel was in America, right? And then they're saying it's Virginia. Now, the question is why? Well, that question is a very interesting question. It is something that we will have to put aside because we kind of have to read the book or read something about the book to be able to figure out why they think that the Israelites left shit from there. So we're going to keep this on the back burner and we're going to move forward, right? So as we scroll down, looking at things connected to it, looking for anything that says Israel, and if we don't see anything, we keep moving. Okay, so didn't see anything, we keep moving. Now, the next thing that comes up is this row, and you have one book, Laurie Caverns. We just looked at that. You have another book, Laurie Caverns. Now, look, they put the Roman seal on it. So that's going to be very important for us to come back to. Now, here you have one of these liars that say, oh, it's in Africa, right? And if you go to his page, it's going to be this Facebook page right here. You see Judah Awakens 28, my third map of Arsareth being in Africa. Here it is right here, saying the same thing. All right, so again, this person believes that it is in Africa. Now, if you look down here, this is the thing of Africa, this is the thing of Africa, this is the thing of Africa. Now, if you look at the next row, this doesn't look like Africa, does it? No, it doesn't. It says it's an untitled document. When we click on this, see what we get. All right, so we have maps. Now, if you look right here, 1670 is the map that we were looking at. Marmarica, right? Daper was a Dutch physician geographer who used many of his descriptions on interviews with the sea. Yeah, it says interviews with the sea captains and merchants returning to Amsterdam from foreign parts. The map of North Africa is divided into 4 main horizontal sections, labeled in the large type Barbaria, Bill Nigril or some Numidia, Libya, Nigritarum. Barbaria contains the more familiar coastal kingdoms, Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli. Now, Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli seems to come up when we look at what? White slaves. So, here it says, as well as the desert plateau region nearer to Egypt called Marmarica. So, here they're claiming that in this map, there's a region that is called Marmarica. Let's see if we can open the map. You can't move it. You can scroll though. Now, here's the Mediterranean. And if we look, here's Algiers right there, Algiers. So let's blow it up. No, you can't move it anymore. And let's see if we get cheated. Yeah, we can cheat it. Son of a bitch. It changed. Okay. Alright, you see Hispania, so that's what we call Spain today. And we're going to go down here on this coastline. We're just looking for this because everybody wants to say that Arsareth, a place that that mankind never dwelt. It should be up here by Algiers, and you don't see no name like that. All right, Barbaria. Now you see Barb area. All right. Now they sat there and called me and you sub-Saharan Africans, right? Now you can see that those white people are actually from sub-Saharan Africa. All this purple area, right? Next is the Bill Ed Dolger Ridge. Baldog Ridge. All right? These are the names that were there before colonization. This is 1670. The only people that have been successful in colonizing Africa are the Portuguese and the Spanish. That's black people from Europe, from Hispania, coming down into Africa. So I'm kind of done with this map. I don't see the shit that he's saying is there. I'm moving on. And this is what I mean, man. See, this just highlights the Barbie. Right? Don't Africa look like a fucking shrimp? Ain't this the tail of the shrimp? The bob, shrimp on the bobby. Right? Barbary. That's all they're highlighting is Barbary. Right? That's all they're going to highlight. Because all the African had was the barbarian. If you want to argue that the barbarian had ties with the Neanderthal, then the Most High said in that scripture where mankind never dwelt. So that means, whether you want to say it's any kind of man, that means nobody lived there prior. If you want to say it's a man beast, it's kind of like a man, but it's not a man, he's saying they went to a place where mankind never dwelt. So you can't sit there and say they went to a place that was full of beasts. If people say they fucked Neanderthals in Africa and they carried it up to Germany, then those two places are known to have mankind dwelling in them. Here another, the mighty Hebrew, right? Again, where is Arsareth on this? We'll look all over Africa. We ain't gonna find no fucking evidence. Did you ever wonder that when you look at an Arabic map, it's written in Arabic writing? Did you ever wonder why you look at a Chinese map, it's written in Chinese writing? What is the fucking language of Africa? Is it English? Because all these African maps are in English. Did you ever ask yourself? Did you ever ask why some Oriental maps are in English? That's because it's Latin. That's because the Orientals are Latin. If the Carthaginians are Oriental and they were in Africa and they moved up out of Africa and moved somewhere else, that's why. That's why everybody that has a nation makes a map so their fucking navy can read it. How is an African going to read some goddamn shit in English? How would an African read some shit in English? If Arabs took over Africa, would they write in English or would they write in African? Or would they write in Arab? I think these are legitimate points. Here's somebody arguing Arsareth is in Arabia. So I should be able to see Arsareth. I should not, right? This is an Arabic map, right? So I should see it in Arabian writing. So again, man, why would I follow that if it's more bullshit? Yeah, my stomach just growled like a storm. Maybe that's what a storm is. It's the growling of the planet. Now here on this wall, we see the image of the 10 lost tribes. This image right here and right here, it looks like a guy that a few of us know and work together with. Now, I'm going to show you this right here. Here is an Assyrian, Shalmaneser. This image is not the image that they use for Assyrians today. I'll show you. Show me Assyrian people. You see how pale they are? These are not Assyrians. You see what I just had on screen? Assyrian indigenous. This is when they argue who's Assyrian and who's not. So I was doing some reading last night after the video, and they showed that some people aren't indigenous. Now watch this picture. This is as Assyrian refugee children on Christmas in 1915 wearing clothes given to them by the Russian consul at Urmia. Okay? Dark skin, dark skin, dark skin, dark skin. Where are these dark skinned people coming from? Now you see some are light skin, light skin, light skin, light skin, light skin, light skin. So what's going on is there's two peoples living in one area. Somebody brought Christianity into the area, and the Russians are murdering everybody that believes in Christianity. I read it all last night. It happened 1900s, early 1900s up to around 1915, 1917, actually 1917. All right? So this is all these pictures. See how dark this motherfucker is back here? Right? This guy's being hidden by shade, but again, his image doesn't even show up. Right? Assyrian Christian refugees of Taiwan and Tacoma. Assyrian in the autumn of 1915, they have brought their sheep, wheat, kettles, and clothes with them. They have killed one sheep and are drying the meat as a meager provision of the future. So they're trying to eat. Right? Assyrian Church of the East. See how small the picture is? They don't want you to see. Right? You know, you pull up fucking pictures of dicks and titties, and it's a giant fucking cutout, right? And all these pictures are tiny. Right? Persia, Nestorian Archbishop. Right? His servants. These are not Persians. They are the servants of the Archbishop that has been brought into the land who is from Nestor. Now you see this image right here? Assyrian people, there's a stone image. You see he's got an afro. Hey, let's cheat the image. Let's see if we can get it in a new tab. Let's see how that's going to come out. Okay? Full beard, afro. And these are not the image of the people that they're showing you. Why do you think, ask yourself, if these people are so stupid, why do they make images of themselves that nobody's destroyed today? They're just claiming the name. They're claiming somebody else's name. They're doing shit in other people's names. That's all they're doing. They're devils. If the devil uses lies, are these people lying? Does these goddamn children match the image right here? That's the true question. Do these men match the image right here? I would believe the Assyrians are here with us in captivity, because we can find people today that look exactly like them. This image right here, does this look like, see, this is Pretendicon Day. Put on your fucking fake beard. Do you see fucking white people and they wrote indigenous peoples? If you don't get it, they're trying to call themselves indigenous to all these places where it's obvious that they're not. Obvious from the artwork of the people. Again, this is why you can't find any real Indian fucking archaeology, because they take it and they hide it. They throw it in a museum in another country where you will never visit. They keep that shit over there because they are stealing your land. They're stealing your resources. When you finally wake up, when you stop being a fucking idiot, there will be nothing on the soil left. all the silver will be gone, all the gold, all the animals will be polluted because it's all your fucking fault. You won't do anything. Nothing. I tell you, take control of your birth certificate. You go, no, that shit's not for me. And you want to keep on fucking working to build the country that's already yours, that's been overthrown by fucking Russians and their fucking scraps. They're Halloween scraps. You don't see Russians running around pretending to be every fucking culture. They're proud of who they are. Yet these people have a pride in fucking pretending to be somebody else forever. When does forever end? So if you don't open your fucking mouth and say, you're not what you say you are, you think they're going to? You're waiting for the day for them to stop saying, I'm this and I'm that and I'm really blah, blah, blah. They're never going to do that. You are an idiot. I made $33 million last year stealing from your black ass. Why would I stop? I haven't been punished. I haven't been reprimanded. Nobody understands the scheme except for some nigga that lives in a basement. Why would I stop stealing from you? You've given me no incentive to ever stop. You're in a land of the Indians. I tell you, you're from somewhere fucking else. There's absolutely no proof in the world that I ever brought you on fucking slave ships, but you believe that shit. Because my skin's white. And I taught you white is clean. And I taught you to hate yourself. So you will never believe someone that looks like you. So I'll come on here every fucking day and I'll say, it is very clear we do not have the same fucking face. We do not have the same fucking skin. My beard grows different. My hair is big and full. If you don't have what I have, stop saying you're me. I have the documents to prove I'm Judah. Do you have anything to prove you're Judah? Playing a game of make-believe, just like good old hunk. Send your sister out. I want to get laid. Why you, right? I'm tired of devils with dark skin trying to sit there and muster up shit amongst other people because their heart is not in the same place that the other person is. I got countless emails. I'm glad you're here. I feel like God sent me to this channel to be able to learn. The question is, why did God send everybody else to the other channels? Because he don't want them knowing shit. Because they're too busy. Titties. Ass. You know what that is? Basement. Foundation thinking. You will never high cranium. You'll never have high thoughts. I can force you to not want to mate with each other because what you call each other. What I can't do is I can't trick you into calling each other something different. You have to do that part. I'm not here to say, we're not black, we're going to go buy this now. That's your job. Your job is to stop saying black. Your job is to stop saying brother. They're not your fucking brothers. The daughter of Israel, the daughter of Zion was given over to Moab, the incestuous motherfucker. They're not even our women anymore. If you live on a street and somebody else on that street look just like you have not been separated from no tribal member. You ain't fucking Israel. If you moved to the street you wanted to and people look like you, then that doesn't really pertain to you. You do understand these things, right? Israelites and Judites are separate from each other, so they are forced to deal with other nations, so they have no one to go back and say brother to and sister to. And don't tell me you have perfect teeth, because that means that curse didn't touch you. And if you're still a nasty motherfucker, you got curses, but it's just not your teeth. So you're not Judah. So all over the place, you have all these Japhetites pretending Japhetite. See how this one looks like a white man? See how this one looks like an Arab? See how this one looks like some kind of Chinese mixed with white man? See how this one looks like an Arab? None of these are Assyrians. If you sit there and say Assyrian and they all had these nigga beards and a slight hook nose and none of them were pale, that picture is a drawing of all pale people showing you. You want to know what it actually shows you? That they were in a deal to destroy the Assyrians. Why would they be in a deal to destroy the Assyrians? Because the Assyrians know where they took the 10 tribes. And these Japhetites need a way to dwell in the tents of Shem. So it is all part of their plan to say, well, we're not going to tell you. Again, this image don't match this image. None of these people even match Honk Honk all dressed up. You see, for Honk Honk to get dressed up, you see the fucking the beards over here, all looking ridiculous. Where are these beards on any of these people? Even this Christian's beard is a joke. Because what? It's just straight. It's not going to be curly. Right? There's something unique about the Shemite. Right? Because Persia is Elam. So Persians have these beards too. Persians have these beards. Turns out Assyrians have these beards too. All those men, all those melanated men that grow a white beard, right in front, and then black on the sides, they cut their face. Those share the same phenotype that I share. And they're most likely of Shem. When I drove on the road, I would see people cut the front of their beard, but you could see the ash of stubble that it showed that the tip was white and the sides were black. When I was on the road, it was easy to see men that were related to me, whether they look like me or not. We're in a system that teaches you to cut that off, so the white man doesn't have to see it. So why you got all these white people pretending to be Assyrians when they're not Assyrians? Why you got all these white people pretending to be Europeans when they're not Europeans? All this shit's been placed in front of you as a mystery for you to solve. And I was bored, so I was like, I'll participate. Now, you see this? These are white people. There's nothing about this male that correlates with this image or any other image. Nothing. Nothing will today, nothing will tomorrow. When you see this Asiatic, do you see this face? When you look at any of these women pretending, they're just pretenders. Just pretenders. And you have to ask, what do they get for pretending to be you? So, this one we're going to save for the end, because, boy, we done found some good stuff, buddy. And we found the answers to this. We found answers that satisfy me. I can't tell if viewer this or viewer that will be satisfied. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I was gonna get some more coffee, but whatever. We look at this. We've switched places now. We were down here on Arsareth. We looked through some of that stuff. Now we're gonna go to Assyrian people. So you see right here it says indigenous. So now you would have to ask, if you type in Assyrian people, why would you have a separate section for indigenous? Meaning the people that originally be there, right? The people that were born to the land. The people who the minerals of the soil has been going through their sphincter for thousands of years. Now you type in indigenous and you get the same fucking white people. Now do you see what's going on? Here's an ancient picture that they want you to believe, right? But everything still looks light. Here they've taken one of the images and they've colored it in. Now, you can see his skin almost matches the gold. Now, where do you see people with golden skin? So, do any of these people look anything like that picture? Or does it just look like poor white people? Keep scrolling. Does any of these people look Assyrian to you? Here are Armenians in the media and the camps. So you see what a real Armenian looks like? You see them starving them out like Nazis? You see they got long crinkly beards, yet they got straight hair. That's Armenian. That's not even Assyrian. These images look closer to this than these, what? People that overthrew them? And when you go down in here, Bathurst Island, Northern Territory of Australia. Now we're looking for fucking Assyrians, and now they're showing us people of Australia. Why, when we look for Assyrian, right? Hey, there your motherfucking ass is. Hey, why does my hair look like the Aborigines of America? Huh, Joe Brown? Why does my hair look like the Aboriginals of America, Joe Brown? Why does your hair not? Why can I find my history going back to Europe, but I look like the fucking Aboriginals of North America? Fuck, crush you, man. Damn devil. So again, they brought somebody. These are the Australians. These are the Americans. These are the Australians. These are the Americans. Dane Calloway. Boy, That's funny. Good luck with that argument with Miss Yellow Black, Miss Blackjack. Good luck with that. You know, here's this pale picture of Assyrian people. Does not match anything that we've seen in stone. Hmm? So, look, the indigenous people have been criminalized. You're not going to see them in any kind of respectable picture. You're not going to see them in their cultural wardrobes. You're going to see them naked in fucking chains. This is what God wants you to see today. He wants you to see how you're special. You were broken. And they were broken too. There's no remnant of them anywhere. There is a remnant of you. You must clear your heart and stay away from wicked and stay the fuck away from devils. Because devils will use the moment that they need to stab you. And you might not die from it. And it might not even hurt. But it's the act that somebody just came up and tried to stab you in the back. And they missed. They hit that pocket right between the arm. That's where they stabbed. No blood came from it. But now you know they tried to murder you. Here's the Assyrians playing with lions. Now, when the Assyrian plays with lions, he wrestles the lion like he has the power to defeat the lion. This is what happens when the white man plays with lions. Here's an image of the white man playing with a lion. He's scared out of his mind. Here's the image of a white man playing with a lion. He has enough sense to stay on the outside of the gate. Now, if you'd like, I could show you that white tiger kills man who fell in zoo enclosure. Man killed by white tiger blamed he was mentally ill. I can show you all these, right? Man enters lion cage at Delhi Zoo and watch what happens. Now, this man is, again, Japheth, so he might have brown skin. He has straight hair. He is Caucasus. So understand the difference between when the Assyrian plays with the lion. You see that? He puts his arm right on the lion's neck. I'm your master, right? Remember this. This is how the Assyrians drew themselves. You see, from the kneecap down to the heel, they have a shin guard, just like an archer using an arm guard, because they knelt down to shoot arrows. These are not the same people. These are people that have killed them, and they have replaced them, and they use their name as if they are them, which is fraud. If you look right here, what exact race are the Assyrians? From the images, this is not an Assyrian and this is not an Assyrian. So the question is clearly compromised. It is Japhetic people pretending to be Shemitic people. Now again, if you sat there and said, I have the power to line up all the people of Shem, line up all the people of Ham, and line up all the people of Japhet, and if everybody went to what they respected as their nation, you would just have Japhetites spread out all over. And next to the Japhetite, you would have someone of darker color saying that they shared the habitation. What this means is these people were overthrown in the past, their government was crushed. Alright, sorry, we have some screaming going on. I lost my train of thought, and it's better for me to just sit here than go and smack the shit out of children. So, So here you have a bunch of nonsense, and this is what it is. I would presume that the real story about this is the idea of lining up each forefather's children presents a problem because of all the theft and lies that the children of Japheth has spread around the world, whether they be Greek, Circassian, Slavic, your choice. It really doesn't matter whether they're Turks or anything else. Muscovites, Goths, doesn't matter. It is the problem that they've created. So to keep their problem with as few turnabouts as possible, they have to kill all the people of Shem. And then they have to play stand-ins. This is why everything in history, all these nations were dark-skinned. All their images were dark-skinned. This is why for a certain period of time, you only seen them drawn in as white. Now they can digitize all pictures and make pictures look like they're from certain time periods when they're all from now. When you look at the Bible and it highlights the act of a nation, especially a nation that's not from Japheth, you can clearly see that Japheth goes in and kills those people and then puts his people in their place. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at a nation of talented Mr. Ripleys. Excuse me. We're looking at a mass. We're looking at the forefather, all right? Japheth's children are liars, cheats, and murderers. I can pick up any history book and prove that. Any history book will prove this. Any real history book. So the problem is if you want to go and you want to visit one of these ancient lands based on the Bible, you're going to go there and you're going to find white people. That is the problem they made for you. Because they don't want to be able to say the Bible is real. That is why they constantly preach against the Bible. Yet you have all these different pages devoted to the Bible and the Bible subjects. So, we're going to get off this page because it's fucking useless. It's just a bunch of lies. Here, type in Assyrian people. Whites, 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 whites. None of these people look anything like the ancient pictures. So this is all lies. Just pure lies. Even these pictures, they draw them with dark skin, which don't match none of these fucking people anywhere on here. Even this guy, where was he at? Right here. He's not even dark enough. This guy right here is not dark enough. And I would hate to have to admit, well, it's a skin color game. I didn't create the game. I'm calling the shots from my position. Now you see, we have all these real statues. Now they had to go and digitize. This is the perfect example. You can see, any fucking idiot can see this is a digitally created picture. And you can see the image on the digitally created picture is a Caucasus image that does not anywhere near match the ancient pictures. I don't care if you just put the costume on, you're not them. You can see they put a white face in there. You can probably go back and pick where the white face, it was probably Zeus. They probably took the face of Zeus and put it on this. And you can see the big, thick dreadlocks knotted together. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 in that space. 6, there's 9, 12. So it's like 12 to 15. Knotted here and knotted here. White people's hair don't do that. In fact, when I see black people on screen trying to teach white people how to lock their hair, it makes me want to get a cannonball and shoot it right at their fucking neck. That is the pure sellout. Somebody that will teach your fucking culture to somebody else. No other form. What would be the point of them teaching your culture to somebody else? The image. You want to look like the ancient Hebrews to trick people? This is how you dread your hair. Right? This is just your typical fucking American bald. Your typical French guy bald. Your typical Japhetite bald. Add color, that's a black Greek. You need me to type in black Greek names? You've heard of them. You've heard of them all. If I type in Rosa Parks and she got straight hair, are you gonna believe she don't got? I mean, it's gonna be obvious. She got straight hair. She ain't Afro-Asian. Dumbass. They got the same fucking hair. They got the same fucking hair. They just got different skin. This is a fucking Greek face. My hair's not like that. My hair's not like that. I go down there, get one of those roots. We had a freeze. I go down there, get one of those roots. It's gonna come out as a spring. The same spring you put in your car. It's just not metal. Two fakes. Well, I understand that we're Indians, but civil rights are important for citizens, you fucking sellouts. Where's Rosa Parks' afro? She ain't you. You should have understood this when the light-skinned Mexican woman come out and said, well, people of color, including herself, bitch, you just as white as the white man. What the fuck are you talking about? You were tricked into playing a game of color when it should have been a game of ethnicity. But they knew to take the game away from ethnicity. And see, this is somebody with an afro like you. See that tight, crunchy afro? He ain't the Indian. All right. Sorry. Again, the train of thought's lost over screaming and crying. This is just, it's sad what's been done to our people. All right. Assyrians in Assyria. Assyrians in Syria. Let's see. Are the ethnic and linguistic minority that are indigenous to northeast Syria, known as the Gozartu. Okay, so this is where they're trying to say Gozan is Goza, and then with an N, and they changed it to RTO. All right, Assyrian are people of Assyrian descent living in Syria, and those in the Assyrian diaspora who are Assyrian heritage. They live primarily with a significant in this city, but there's a significant presence in this city and the cities of blah 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 blah. Some have migrated to Damascus, other Western cities. So here I'll give you the ancient history, Middle Ages, modern period. They're not going to give you anything that really fucking counts, right? Until it gets into the aggression and the murder of those people. All right, in ancient history, the Old Assyrian Empire, Middle Assyrian Empire, and Neo-Assyrian Empire. Of much often the entirety of the modern country of Syria was under Assyrian rule, with the northeastern part of the land becoming an integral part of Assyria proper during the second millennium BC. So Thus, the presence of ordinarily Akkadian-speaking and later Eastern Aramaic-speaking Assyrians. So it's telling you that the Akkadian-speaking and the Aramaic-speaking got along. Now, when we were looking through the people groups, you will remember the people that were in chains are the Armenians, right? They look like the people in Australia, and the people in Australia happen to pop up when we looked for indigenous Assyrians, right? So get what's going on. All right, so Assyrians in the northeastern part of the modern country dates back 4,000 years, where they lived alongside diverse set of other peoples, the white Hittites, the white Hurrians, and the black Amorites. Excuse me, the Arab Amorites or Emorites. All right, throughout the ages. Sorry, at first I was first taught the Amorites were black, and it's all bullshit. They're a fucking Canaanite group, and they are what, Arabs. And today they call themselves the Emirate League or princes, and basically you can find them through their conglomerate, which is the airlines. So you type in Emir, Prince, Emirate Airways. All right. And then type in something stupid like United, right? And see what happens. All right. Let's see if they leave the word United out or not. Right? See? Authority of United Arab Emirates. So you have United States. You have the United SSR. All right, and you have the United Emirates. Psalms 83, baby. Psalms 83. So, Assyrians and Assyria, in a little bit, it's going to lead to the Sifu, and the Sifu is the destruction of the Assyrians. So, when they said, let's kill all the Assyrians, they said, we will call this the Sifu. Sifu. And what do? The Sifu is known as the Assyrian genocide. Why didn't they just call it a Assyrian genocide? Because that was the hush-hush word that they were using. It was Sifu, right? It was the mass slaughter and deportation of Syriac Christians, mostly belonging to the Syriac Church and the Church of the East and the Chaldean Catholic Church in the eastern regions of the Ottoman Empire, the neighboring regions of Persia, committed by the Ottoman troops. So remember, the people that put their power into the UN, the people of Turkey, are the Ottoman Empire, so they're really controlling the UN, and what they did was they committed a bunch of fucking genocides before they went and took over the UN. So how in the fuck is the UN going to be reasonable or responsible when you sit there and say, oh, these people created genocides against Americans? The UN is not the person to fucking talk to in international law. They are the fucking devil. And some Kurdish troops. Right? So the Ots and the Kurds went and killed the Assyrians and the Syrians. Huh? And this was during World War I. So while everybody else was playing World War I, these guys were playing their own genocide. Considered a genocide by civil scholars, it occurred concurrently with the Armenian and Greek genocides. Now they say Greek genocides. Now watch this. Here's Greek genocides. And if you look at the Greek genocides, we'll scroll down and we'll see the pictures. And this is a Smyrna fire. Look at the little boy. The little boy does not look Greek. Again, Greeks are black. These people are burned to non-recognition. Of course, their faces will look black. So you know, this is why these pictures are important. When they show you the bodies, if they're not black skinned, they're not really Greeks. So they were slaughtering their own to say they were slaughtering Greeks. Okay? Population figures for Ottoman Greeks in Anatolia. So what they're claiming is they went through Anatolia killing all the Greek Christians that lived there, right? Because the Ottomans were killing Christians, and they're not Greeks. They're killing white people. They're killing barbarians that went into these lands. This is what World War I is, right? Murdered several Christians. So World War I is killing Christians. What is World War II? What will World War III be? It's all about the what? The disposal of a belief, right? Slaughtering Christians. This is why when you see white people say, they're hanging Christians, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to inspire the rest to a defense, right? Because again, if all these Christians in all these countries have been slaughtered since World War I, where's the only place that you know that they did not slaughter Christians? Oh, that's here in America, because the Christians were slaughtering everybody else. You see what happened? They sent all their fucking strong men to one place to hold your ass down, which means what? The other places that they were holding, it buckled. Now, when the Turkish defeat the Greeks and put the Greeks into slavery, right? You know it's white Greeks, right? So it ain't real Greeks. I just want it all, right? I want it all. And they want to argue Macedonia, this and that. And the realest thing you can just do is go to images. I better see color. I better see people of color, or I know it ain't Greeks. See that guy? See how he has color? He could be a Greek. But I highly doubt it, because look who he's with, right? And look who he's with. So no, I ain't falling for that shit. These are not Greeks. These are the people that invaded, right? Turkish destruction of the Kurds. Those are Kurds. Now you just read the Ottoman Turks and the Kurds worked together to destroy Assyria. Once Assyria was destroyed, the Turks turned on the Kurds and started killing the fucking Kurds. No, that's what you get. You made a pact with the devil wins. And understand what's going on. Do I need to go backwards? Do I need to say what year is this? Because in 1915 they were fighting side by side! Now one side's burying the other. Turks killed 120 people. Turks slaughtered Christians. Turks did all this. Right? And who are the Turks? Japheth. Right? 1914. So they stopped killing the Assyrians in 1915 and they said, fuck it, let's go kill the goddamn fake Greeks. Because they already killed the indigenous people or chased them out or pushed them into pockets. And this is what I bring up about the Nazi Holocaust. The people they killed looked like them. Afro-Germans. Let's just play a game. You see these niggas in the Holocaust era are wearing military fucking uniforms. That's a military hat. That's a military hat. They just don't have, that's a military hat. They just don't have fucking stripes! But they got wings. And you see those high cheeks and you see that wide nose. And you see his thin looks. And you see his light skin. Nobody's ever fucking showed you this. Berlin, 1918. Do you see those waves? So you telling me this nigga in Germany was sitting around with a goddamn do-rag in 1918? You need to understand you've been lied to from the start. What were they doing over there? Who were they really fighting? What did both sides look like? You're not being let on to any of this. Germany's extermination program. Now, this makes sense because that's how the white people that they said they exterminated looked, didn't it? Now you fucking see the truth with your own motherfucking eyes. That's what the cost was, to make them hollow vessels. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. How Nazi POWs became loggers in Oregon. And what do they say in Oregon? Keep the blacks out now. Why? You don't understand what's going on. She looks very fucking professional. Look how she doesn't have a fucking afro. That could be Rosa Parks' mom. You've been tricked. A fucking Holocaust is going on and they're at a bar. Who tricked you? White directors always broadcasting that only white people were allowed in Germany during this time. They were getting rid of Jews. That's who tricked you. Don't you understand what's going on? Holocaust Encyclopedia, right? What was the meaning of the pink triangle? And why do they have all the Caucasians wearing it? Don't they use the triangle today? As above, arrow points up, so below, they're wearing arrows pointed down. Measure the nose. Do you have what? Admixture? Or are you part of a specific ethnicity? Are they killing admixture? If you still see Germans today that come out looking like that, no. Did they kill a specific breed of white people with wide noses? Did they kill a specific breed of white people with hook noses? And you also saw that they were killing certain blacks. Yet, other blacks were left untouched. How does that happen? Everybody in chains that had dark skin was very dark, much darker than her. What's really going on? Germany's extermination program. Now, all of them, are they beheaded? That's beheading. That's beheading. Do you see what's fucking happening? Captured Africans in chains, 19 something through 08. Man in the far left and the man in the far right wearing pass. What the fuck? So, look in the background and see who fucking imprisoned them. Nigga imprisoned children. Fuck. People that look like you did this to you. People that look like you did this to you. People that look like you are in control of the world. They are controlling the white man. They did this to you. They are doing this to you now. You see this motherfucker in the background? You see why he looks different from everybody else? Because he's not the same blood. That's a fucking Spaniard. The black Spaniard. This shit isn't new to me. I've been down these roads. Narrate Shark Island story. Prisoners chained, tagged, and humiliated in front of other prisoners. You know, we already saw what the prison guard looks like. Right there. Another black person. Black people doing this to black people. Starving them fucking out. Putting their children in fucking custody. Beheading them. It's a concentration camp. Who makes concentration camps? Don't you get it? If there's black officers and white troops, the black officers are in charge. We've talked about this. The white woman, the black, she's white. I don't give a fuck with anybody. She's a person of color. Her male seed is white. She's a caucus. There is no questioning any of this. All right. You see these men. Some are cowboys. Some what? Bellboys. Some Arabs. All in chains. All in Germany. It didn't matter what part of the nation that they came from. But notice, all these people are dressed the same way and all have chains on them. That's very interesting, isn't it? Yet, when you see the white men in chains, there are many, many more white men than there are black men in chains. It's not a race issue. It's an ethnic culture issue. That's why she lived. That's why they died. They're not the same. None of these men are the same blood as her. That's why she lived and they fucking died. You see, she's got goddamn buck teeth. These guys don't have teeth hanging out past their fucking lips. It's a different culture. Do you see who's in charge here? Who's got the biggest dick? Who's got the biggest stick? Who's got the biggest hat? Who's got the biggest gold emblem on their fucking hat? That's who's in charge. Do not be silly. Black immigrant actor, get the fuck out of here. Being black in Nazi Germany. Do you see what's on his head? Let us go back a few pictures. Do you see what's on his head? Being black in Germany. So what'd they do? Is this a Muslim? Is this a Moor? Were they fucking killing the Moors? This guy survived. He didn't wear this stuff when they came around. He put on this stuff when they came around. This looks like somebody knew how to survive. There you have him in his Muslim garb, yet here you have him in his three-piece suit. Nobody wrote African here, huh? Nobody said black African in Nazi Germany. It's going to be pretty obvious soon that the real Nazis, like I said months ago, that sounded so fucking ridiculous. No, the real Nazis are black. Remember, Osiander, the white barbarian, took the crown from the little prince that was supposed to be king, and instead of killing the prince, he sent him home to his family. Black people, the Holocaust explained. This doesn't explain shit. None of these guys wearing officer uniforms. None of these guys in control. We see pictures with black people in control. Even if we ignore the picture of the actor. Even if we ignoring this. All these other pictures of these people in control. Even this shit that we was taught, right? Hamitten, that's a fucking lie. Oriental, yeah, that's true, right? Bastard. This bastard is in every country pretending to be you. Why would the Nazis put out propaganda showing black faces and then showing the bastard? Look here. Why they got jazz nigga connected to the same picture? Why would the Nazis, if they were fucking white, why would they send out pictures of black people versus him that say him Jew and him not? That's Chicago, right? All right, let's move on. Syrian indigenous, we're not going to get anything out of that. Oh, shit, I want that page up again. Sorry. Bah! Where's the picture with the kids, with the children? Shit. This is how it always goes. I want to see the picture of the children with the nigga in the background holding the children hostage. You can clearly see if his ass got clothes and a hat and they in chains, somebody's getting treated good. Heroes of the African, heroines of the African Holocaust. So now they can put the African shit up, right? So you see how they just use it at their will. They play with you when they want to. That's good enough, even if I don't see the one with the children. That's good enough. So I'll just take a picture and leave Germany extermination. That kind of goes against what I'm actually showing on screen, don't it? Shit. Well, we'll figure it out one way or the other. Okay, so we got into Assyrians being indigenous, right? And again, when they show you Sumar and the Assyrians, this is how they show you. They show you brown-skinned men, right? Here's, oh, that's written by somebody else, Mycenaean. So I don't know what and where, you know, this Minoan cultures. So not necessarily the culture we're looking for. Cretans. Cretans are the pre-Greeks. So, hey, this is even fucking better. This shows you the skin colors of the people of Crete. Now, Esau has a grandson. His grandson's name is Zepho. Zepho goes and kills a monster. When he kills a monster, the people of Crete celebrate him and they say, you should be king over us. When Zepho is king there and they go to war with the Geas that we read out of the book of Jashir, that's when they move their ass up into Europe. So they are the original Japhet from the island of Crete moving up into what we call Greek lands, because later we called them Greeks. So when we sit there and say Japhet's white, that's a lie. When we sit there and say Greeks are black, they're brown skin. When we say Zepho looks just like Zepho is Esau's son. Esau is the twin brother of Jacob. Jacob's children and Esau's children, the root of them, not intermixed, the root of them will look alike. When we see these pictures, and these are the pictures of Japheth's children, somebody that looked like me or like you went and was king over these people. Remember that. This is the lie. They want you to think all Greeks are white. They want you to think everybody from Japheth is white. At the same time, they want you to believe that Japheth's children are Shem's children. They want you to believe that Japheth's children are Ham's children. This is why Japheth's children are sitting in everyone's stead, playing proxy, assuming their identity. Boy, that was a mouthful. So again, it changes to bitch pictures now. Now we get real Assyrians now. But again, it's the stonework. Again, if you think these stoneworks were done without color, then what the fuck is this? If you're gonna take, hey, let's get a sculptor to sculpt the most badass statue of me. Do you want color on it? Fuck yeah, do you see the Egyptian walls? If you think that any ruler would have had this shit built without adding color, you are drunk. Somehow they all knew to draw themselves because they would be fucking taken over. Now, if they say this is the ancient Minoans, why the fuck is this all Greek? Or is this when the Minoans went in it, or when the Greeks went and took over Egypt? This, is what you think you are. This is what you were. You can see these two groups are not the fucking same. These guys are red, just like the Rosetta Stone says. Egyptians red, these aren't Egyptians. If you say the red people before are Minoans, then these aren't Minoans. If you're arguing depicted Africans and Aegean people, no, Africans were white. If you're saying these are the Aegean people of the Aegean Islands that we read about in the book of Jashir, right? You're saying they're most likely Nubians, and you have no fucking clue. So you're just writing shit up there, no fucking clue, and what? Eventually somebody's gonna come argue this fucking pointless shit with no evidence because most likely we have no fucking idea who anybody is. Again, that's why I close this shit out. It's fucking useless. So I stumbled upon something interesting, and I can open it on one page, but I can't open it on another page. And that makes it more enticing. Now I'll show you what it is. It is the graphics art collection, and it's the illustrations to the epitome of ancient Japan. Now, when you type in Azarath, this is going to come up. Now, let me see if I can find where this comes up to show you it's connected. I remember this. This is right at the bottom. So we're looking for the epitome, and it's going to be in black and white. All right. See right here? It's going to look like this. Tribes, right? Lost 10. And let's see if there's any epitome in here. No, they're not. But here you have another digital picture, but the digital picture, we can find this real picture. All we have to do is type in Roman Greeks, Roman Egypt. And again, if the Greeks look one way and they go into fucking, if Rome looks one way and they go to Egypt and start fucking, then what are the Greeks going to look like when they go to Egypt and start fucking? You already saw the Egyptian. They had red skin, right? They look like they took every dark image off and only left white. Oh, they left one. See how dark her skin is? That don't look nothing like this shit right here, right? Because they fucking whitewash this shit. They want you to believe everybody was light. Everybody wasn't light. They lived in fucking heat. They lived in an area where the sun allegedly bared down on them nonstop. Now, how she gonna have locks like that, but she ain't gonna have dark skin? You think they was teaching other people how to do locks back then? No, the fuck out of here. So you see how this dude look like he's got dark skin, right? So just remember that. So we're looking for the epitome. We can find the epitome many places. Now that we know what to look for, we can find it. And what we're doing, we're actually passing all the Tartaria maps by accident. This is a Tartaria map. Shows you exactly where Tartaria is. Here's one, too. It says the same thing. These are the same fucking maps. You see this? Tartaria, there is Azarath right there. We'll get to this. Here's Tartaria, here's Azarath right here. Right? On the other side of this is America. That's America right there. That's why Sarah Palin lives in Alaska. Like one of the commenters said, she can look across and see Russia. She can't see this part of Russia. She can see the fucking edge where they have the fucking Russian flag. Where I pulled up on screen, when you look through Google Earth, they show you everything labeled over there is in Russian. Now, if you think about it, this is the evidence of Tartary. This is the evidence none of this shit was Russian at one point. Russians had to fight to take it back. And that's what we're learning about. But what we're looking for is when the Russians fought, or whoever fought, Tartaria. So it's going to be Russia versus the Latins. The Asiatic people that look like Mexicans, that are not Mexicans, that have very sharp eyes. That's what we're looking for. And it's going to come up. Because I know the people's name. It's the Cathi. And it's the destruction of the Cathi. And who destroyed the Cathi? And want to know how? Because the map. There it is. Cathi people. Right? No. Oh, Cathay. Cathay. Right? You see it say Pacific Island, Pacific Asia, right? Yeah, we're in the right place now. Cathay. And that's Asians. So let's go forward. Let's leave that. We go to Assyrian people. We close that. Emirate Airlines. Now, we're right here. And this one was open. I think it's from this. I think it's just from straight Arsareth. I just have to find it. Let's go to the bottom. Let's go up. And I only want to find it this way, so to show you what to type in, to be able to find it yourself, to be able to argue or produce whatever you need to make your point. the truth. Alright, that's weird. And this is what they want. See, it says Arsareth, America or Africa. No, it's neither place. That's the whole thing. Alright, let's go forward. We'll go to this one. Now, remember the first thing that we talked about the other day was how the bird people were in Japan, and the devil was, what's his name again? Ginyu or something like that, and he was in control of these bird people, right? All right, so the epitome is the perfect way to describe something. That is the definition of epitome of the ancient history of Japan, including the illustrations to guidebook collections and blah blah blah. Let me go forward first, so you get a grasp of what's going on. Here's Tartaria, there's Athraz, very fucking clear, alright? This is the problem I don't understand. These maps are written in Latin. In Latin, people are in control of the world. The law is written in Latin, and here you have the Latins controlling the Israelites, but nobody wants to pay attention to it because they're just playing on views. I want to teach anybody anything, and it's just lies. Their views are based on lies. It's like this. It's like you see a video, right? And the video says how to make $1,000 in a week. And then they tell you, I bought this and then I use this and I sell this and I make $1,000 in a week. They don't make a fucking $1,000. They made a couple, they fucking gave up. Do you think if somebody made $1,000 in a week, they would broadcast to show everybody else how to do it? And then they wouldn't eat. Then they would be sharing their food with the person that they taught. What they're doing is they're saying, make $1,000 in a week, make $10,000 in a month. And then 10,000 people come and click on that video and they just made $10,000 in that month. And they just keep populating more and more commercials in the video. And as you're sitting there, I want to make this money, I want to make this money, you get to the end of the video and you're just like, I don't think that can be done. But the person that made the video says, oh, I just made it through the video, not through what I was trying to bullshit everybody with in the video. You have to ask yourself, if you can make X amount of dollars, right? I found gold in the ground. Everybody, I found gold digging in this river on these coordinates at this exact spot. If you come tomorrow, wouldn't you expect to find somebody there using your exact instructions? Then you're not going to make any more money. So the idea is somebody tells you how to fucking make money. They're making money off the views. So it's just a trick. So again, you bring up these Africa maps, and Africans don't write in English, do they? Boom, boom, hey, they do that, right? Bushmen don't. They click. Where is the Bushman clicky clicky fucking mappy mappy? It do not existy. So see, Muscovia has gone all the way down. They are pretending to be what the Turks, right? And they have taken all of Tartaria. You see right there, it says CAT something IO. Here's Arsareth, and somewhere in here by Quincy is where the Cathi had their main home. That home is destroyed. The Catholics destroyed the Cathi. All right, 10 lost tribes. I don't think I need any of this, right? Shalmaneser to transport him to Assyria near the stream of Gozan. Now, Gozan is Gozartz, something like Gorarts or something. And towns of Media, right? So they are in what ancient Media were placed. In their stead, a mixed multitude. Put in their place, a mixed multitude of Caucasus bastards was transported to the plains and the mountains of Israel. And this is why you have these bastards saying Skyviopolis was in Israel. It was not. The people of Skydiopolis was moved, and then they just said, well, if we're here, we're going to call it Skydiopolis. Which, again, just proves they're fucking liars. Just liars. You're Japheth's children. Why are you pretending to be something else when the Bible even says your ass was moved here? Why lie? Scorpion and the frog story. The scorpion has no choice. The frog has no choice. The frog is helpful. The scorpion is deadly. There's a raging river. The scorpion wants to cross the river. The frog's about to cross the river. The scorpion says, will you take me across? The frog says, hell no. If I take you across, you'll sting me and we'll both drown. The scorpion pleads, no, 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 I will not do anything like that. I will not do anything like that. Scorpion gets on the frog's back halfway across the river. Scorpion says, fuck it. Stings the frog, poisons the frog. The frog says, we're drowning now. Why did you sting me? Scorpion looks him in the eye, says, I'm sorry. It's just my nature. And these people cannot survive open heart surgery to give them different programming. And it will never happen. And although I really like using the Jewish Encyclopedia, there's no point in being there. There's nothing. So this one says, Aztecs original, a tribe of Israel. Well, I highly agree. But you have to prove how they got there. You can't just say they were coming, they've been dropped off. You have to prove it. You have to go into those history books and say when they were dropped off. I've done that before. It's easy to prove this. It's easy. But if this is where they were dropped off, where's Arsareth? And nobody wants to believe if you follow this map up and then you just go over the ocean, it would be right here if the map showed. And they took a boat across the water and they walked down a year and a fucking half. If that's what happened. If not, when they reached Arsareth, then they went a year and a half in Asia. And then afterwards, they came here. But you need the steps in between. With no steps in between, it's just a lie. Here we have another map. And it zoomed in right where I left off, right? And you can see Arsareth right there. Now, here's Argon. Let's see if we can find the Cathy so I can show people why it's the Cathy. Well, I'll just put it to you somewhere. Somewhere in here is Cathy. And it might take a minute. I might have to pause the video and then come back and see this Koran. This is all Latin. So do not be fooled thinking this is an English map. This is a Latin map because these are Latin countries. Arsareth, 10 tribus. That's 10 tribes. If somebody can read Latin, see it say, fuck right there! There it says Cathy. Cathay. It's telling you who took them. That's been right there on all these fucking maps forever. All these biblical liars. All these false prophets. All these false teachers lying to you, trying to make you feel good, accepting your donations while they fucking lie to you and feed you fucking lies. That's why I say, Pick any of their fucking names. I don't want to bring up none of them devils. They try to do Passover. They try to do any of the holy days. Huh? Fat the News. Rat the News. Slim Judah. Any of them. I hear crickets and grasshoppers. They don't do shit. But hide your face. Get on here and say shit to make you feel good. You feel good inside. Stop the devil. How do you stop the devil? All he's got to be doing is stop the white man. What about black people that act like devils? What about women that act like devils? Oh, we ain't gonna touch on that. They're fucking liars. They're your bastard children that you donate to so they don't starve for lying. Sharing the devil's life, right? Loco, ain't that the word you know? Tar Orium Loco Skylia. Don't you get it? They were taken into Skylia. The Israelites were switched with the Scythians. The Scythians were brought to Israel. Israel was taken to Scythia. Did you need a beat with that? If it sounds harsh, I'm mad. I don't hate you, the viewer. I hate you that look like me and won't pay attention to any of this shit. It's fucking everywhere. Arsareth, right there. It's a fucking province of the Casey. You get it? It's all right here. How do you zoom into this bitch? Come on. We'll cheat it. Minius is being annoying. Come on, show me 500. You cannot tell me that's 500. Fuck. Small, whatever. Alright, this is not gonna be the best map. Alright, give me a second. So, dear viewer, how good are you with shapes? Do you see this shape being repeated on all these maps? This map, see this bulge right here that comes up? This map, see this bulge that comes over here? It's all the same. If I zoom into every map, it says Arsareth over and over again. It even tells you the name of the people that took them. It gives you a non-biblical name. It gives you a name that you can chase outside of the Bible in the history books. People make livings offline to us. You cannot make me believe that they care about you. You are trying to believe they care about you. They hate you. They always say God, and yet you have a clear history of them killing any human that looks close to God. The Most High tells you what he looks like throughout the Bible. They're just killing that image. And that's why the Most High wasn't direct when he said, I look like this. They're killing people with hair like wool. They're killing anybody that sides with those people. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. This is not an overnight plan. This is a slow, methodic plan. They killed their own like that. Wiped out from 1914 to 1923. You and me, we've been in this predicament for a long time. We've grown in this predicament. They do not let their own grow. They kill their own very fast. If this video is not witness to that, then I don't know how else to show you. Arsareth, even on this tiny map, you can see it. Even on the map being in small, right? Scathia, Marscathia, Arsareth. Please go to these other people's channels and tell them they're fucking liars. You can see it when the fucking point is the type is 0.8. This is so small. It still says Arsareth. It still say exactly where the people are. Right? This one, I didn't think this was just going to be clear. You can see it. This one says America. This one isn't even the one we looked at before, right? And this one says Europe up there, right? This one actually does not say Arsareth. Ocean of Scathia. I don't know, maybe I have to blow it up to get in there. See? Cassia. I thought it was Tartaria. It's the Kathi. Then you have China, then you have Mongol. So it took you to the Mongol area, right? Because this is the point that touches what you would be able to see across from Alaska. Now you see what's going on? How many of these maps will say the same thing? Oriental, India Orientalist. I don't think that's Japan right there, so it's not high enough. It's not north enough on that. Right? That's too small. Can't see shit. And notice, wait a second. Look at what that shit. See, it says Scotty, right? So when they were sitting there saying Scotty something, right? I'm trying to figure out if this is the same place. It doesn't look like the same place. Scotia, Tabula, the British Isles. Okay, so they're Scotland. All right. Scotia. Now you see what happened? It was named Scotia after Princess Scotia. All right, let's go over here. There's another one. All right, and we looked at this one. It still comes in. Arsareth. Lost 10 tribes. What are they showing you? Fucking Arsareth right there. I mean, there's fucking books with the map on the cover. How fucking dumb are we? My third video showing you Arsareth in Africa. You're a fucking liar 3 times over. Here's another map. How much you want to bet it's going to say that right there? It's fucking ridiculous. Nobody, it does not take any fucking sense to find Arsareth over and over and over again if the fucking map holds it. So I don't even get it. I don't even get it. And we'll close this out, man. Let's go to the next one. It's gonna be a map. You can look at maps all day. Say Arsareth, 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 Kathy, 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 Kathy. Oh, is this something I even wanted, man? Come on. All right, how cartographers fill empty spaces with animals and shit. All right. I don't remember why I had this up. I don't see anything on page that really says, "Oh, this is the reason." Now watch this. You see this giant octopus? That's what they're fucking fighting for. You see Asians just eat these things, right? No, they eat squid. Whatever, dude. So this is the Syro-Comic war map. So what you have, you see Sweden, You see the British Isles. See how it's all white people? Mediterranean, right? Asia Minor, the British Empire, right? So this is Norway and Sweden in blue. This is Germany in blue, and it's showing you Germany's connection to Italy and Sweden and Norway, and of course Spain, showing you France is part of the British Austro Empire. So it's the British, Austro, French whites, and the Italian, German, Norse, Sweden, and the Irish, all that shit, versus Russia and Finland. Oh, excuse me, Finland's in white, so they join with British. And Persia's in white, so they join with British. Now, again, we looked at ancient Persians, they're Negro. We looked at the real British, they're Negro. We looked at the real French in Louisiana, they're Negro. Anybody that doesn't understand what's going on, you're on the wrong page. So it's two factions of white fighting for control of who's going to run this bitch. Is this map movable? Yeah. Oh, that's it. You only get North Africa. So when this guy opens up this, he shows me that Arsareth is here, then I'll shut the fuck up. Until then, he's just a fucking lying devil. Arsareth, we go to images. Yeah, I think this is images. Let's see what image comes up. Here's this chump ass Judah Awakens 28, right? Showing you Africa over and over again. But Africa is in English, right? And this is his argument. In a book is written Arsareth right here. These are fucking professional fucking maps over and over again fucking saying the same fucking thing. And this nigga brings up some scribble shit saying, hey, I told y'all. This is how sick the world is. Now, this is exactly from the map where it show you this shit is up there in the fucking in the corner with the Kathy. Condora. Now, let me see if I can find this this Japanese shit. This Japanese shit seems to be important. Fuck, it should be right here. That's not it. You know, it's hard to look this shit up a day ago, come back to it and start finding exactly, because I've already made a trail, and then, you know, it's hard to follow the trail when you've already been down the trail. You have to work your way backwards at that point. So this is what this is. This is a work your way backwards kind of moment. But I know what I'm looking for. When it pops up, we'll have it. And if it doesn't pop up, it's alright, because I already opened it on some other shit. Yeah, I don't see it. Anglo-Israelism. Oh boy. Again, that's not built off the word Anglo. That's built off white person's fucking version. Which means they're trying to call themselves Israelites again. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Come on. See, even in Latin, they're going to tell you, right? What is that? That's Japan, right? That's the boat, and that's Arsareth right there. Another book cover, and it's in Latin. They're always telling you the same fucking thing. That's why I don't understand how some nigga can broadcast the shits in Africa unless he's just dick jocking. Oh, we're from Africa. Unless he's a paid dick jocker. And here's his clown's page. Right? My third map of Arsareth. Okay, so you're going off 1550 Arsareth, right? North Africa. Sebastian Munster. You're going off of a fucking monster's words. So I don't respect any of this shit, dude. You know, I can't. So it is. Oh shit, that's what it is. Ah! La 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 la. La 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 la. That's not it. I skipped that picture so many times tonight. Ah! And that's the one I can't look up, right? See how the Lost 10 Tribes is connected to that one there? Okay, so this is what it is. And there's another one. Let me see if I can find the other one. Alright, I feel so much better. See, it was so close to this because this image kept coming up. And it was like somewhere right in the next segment. I'm looking for some drawing. That can't be it. No, because when you find it, it says the same thing over and over again. And it look like that, but it ain't. See how nothing else is really drawn. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to skip it from this end. I'm not gonna be able to backtrack. I'm just gonna be able to show you outright. Okay, I'm just getting over it. Hold on, I'm almost there. Oh, fuck. Okay, whatever. Here we go. It's Arsareth illustrations to the epitome. And so we'll go to images. Right? And here's images. And if you see an image that popped up on the last page, no, just type in Arsareth. Oh, look at that shit. It didn't fucking open. They don't want to show me. You don't want to show me, man? Come on. Yep, there it is. All right, and see, this is on the Jewish Encyclopedia, and this is what I was looking for. Supposed order of the march of Israel to Japan. And Jesus, they just told you where the fucking Israelites went. They took the fucking long way. They passed Japan because it's an island, and then they went back by land. So, partly taken from ancient pictures. So some of this is taken from ancient pictures. So here you have Israelites high res. You can see it's the same picture over and over again. You see this book cover came up before, right? And you see it's a world map and where they all standing right here where the map fucking showed Arsareth. You see how evil fucking people are? This shit isn't hard to find. It's the people that are looking are the liars. Because if the liars are looking and they got huge numbers, remember I got like 16,000 viewers, but only 2,000 people watch per video. Hundreds of thousands of people watch stupid fucking videos, and hundreds of thousands of people watch people lie as they claim they're telling them the truth. In the Ten Commandments, does the Most High say he is going to show mercy to millions? Or thousands? Let's say we're broadcasting the truth. We're only adding 2,000 people to that. let's say, a great deal of the world have never even know I exist or what I teach or anything like that. Somehow they all found their way to the Most High. They don't need these videos. They probably don't even want other people around them. Everybody that's lived since day one till judgment, I'm only saving a few. It's very easy once you know what you're looking for. Lost Indian tribes, here we go, Negro Indian pictures again. But how'd they get there? This is not a mystery. America is Arsareth. That's Arsareth right there. And you and I know that's not America. You and I have been looking at Tartaria right there. Why would people lie like that? What is wrong with people that they would fucking lie to you? This is exactly what I was just saying. Take your time, Google. That's the spirit. We don't really want a commercial. Come on, go. Oh, you're going to feed us with another commercial. Oh, you're not going to feed us with a commercial. Oh, my goodness.
There it is. Arsareth, sometimes spelt with a Z. Hidden in these maps near Asia.
In Asia, next
Said
to
that the 10
Japan.
tribes were in this area.
So, why is it labeled America? Okay? Why? That's a fucking lie. Why are we trying to teach biblical shit with fucking lies? This is the key to it all. You can't beat a lie with a lie. Then you just got many lies. That's Yah is the Egyptian moon god. So please, 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 your voice counts. You have to fucking say to people you're lying. This is really important. I can't open this page. Oh, it opened this time. Is that the right one? Kessenbaum? Yeah. Yeah, Kessenbaum wouldn't let me open yesterday. Oh. Now it opened. The Chimni. See, this name was on the map. The Chimni, the migration of the Aztecs. Nations of Haku and Anahuac, beginning of the 3rd century, the Aztecs submitted to the Tepanex region of the Emperor of Tolitzian, king of the Texcoco. Now, it's funny because what is it, Chimichi? Chimitz. I think I can find that on that other map. So look at that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See, say occupation. The Nahu occupation of Mexico in the 6th and 7th century. Oh shit, we stumbled onto something that's Mormon, that's not the Mormon books. Let's take a moment in time. Creator, bless you, for you have blessed me and all who have come to sit with me today. Hey, hey. Bam. So, remember in the beginning of the video, or middle of the video, I said, it's fine to say they're in America, but how did they get there? No more questions. That means all the answers are in front of me on this long fucking page that will take me 3 days to read. Ah, shit! It's a one-man army. No, that's Lexwell. Oh, fuck. Run! So here's Japan, and Japan has this fucking comic book that's like this thick and like this big, and it's the history of Japan. And because we started looking for Arsareth, we find out when the Israelites come into Japan from their epitome. And then the Na'u. How does the Na'u come to America? Presumably with some of the tribes, if not all of the tribes, right? Because it just said the Aztec fell under somebody's authority. So they would have been used to falling under somebody's authority at that time. So technically, the Aztecs were under somebody's authority and they were brought to. And then we find out in the next page that they also continued to follow people, obviously up until a certain point. And this is things people can't tell us because they lying. A most curious volume identifying the Shindai class of Japan and the descendants of the lost 10 tribes. So that means the Shindai fucked into the Israelites, and that's why they look extra Asian. Negro Asians, right? The author, a Scottish explorer, traveled extensively in Japan, then under the rule of the shogun. Wow, why do we even know the name shogun? Did you learn about that in the 70s? I did, and I was only born in 1975. Seems we cannot get away from this stuff. And the descendants of the 2 of the 10 tribes of Israel. Now, look at this. They came under the rule of the shogun and came to the conclusion that the noble samurai are descendants of 2 of the lost 10 tribes. This is why the samurai were higher throughout kingdoms. This is why the samurai are not specific to one kingdom. Ephraim and Manasseh, although the origins of the Japanese race are shrouded in mystery, we're not confused about those Africans moving northeast. We're not confused about that at all. A putative claim that the Japanese nobility are exiles of the Northern Kingdom might be considered an tentative best. Oh, fuck no, that's not. Because again, it's father seed. So if they had children and they look Japanese, they didn't carry the image of Israel. So that is not hard. So this says PG, the Gutenberg files. We checked that out, and we were looking, see China from my living room, right? So that's what I typed in, but Sarah Palin actually says, I can see Russia from my house. 2 days later, they fucking made a skit to mock her because she gave away their secret. And because she's in politics and because they consider her attractive, they didn't just kill her off. And think about that. They kill to keep these secrets. And she just gave that shit away. So this one we said we would put aside, right? And let's see if we get anything fun out of this. Here's Neo-Assyrian Empire. When I say ancient Assyria and Nippon. Now Nippon is Japan, and here we have the Nippon Archives, right? Here we have Nippon Archives, and look how they're dressing, you know, very crossed mixture of dress. Now the real deal is going to be in these epitomes, right? So that's Kessenbaum. They have them. There's a bunch on Pinterest, and I'm not pulling the right page up because, again, it's a giant fucking comic book, meaning all the pictures are drawn like this, but the book is gigantic. And once I show that, you'll understand a little bit better how in those pages our history or part of our history could be in there. Here's another fool that thinks it's West Africa going by Ptolemy's map. And then you'd have to ask, at what time was this? Because is Ptolemy in control at that time? I'm trying to find the specific page because it wouldn't let me open it yesterday. And if I find it and it don't let me open it, I'll know it's the same damn page. Now, if I take Arsareth off, the illustration of epitome goes a little cockeyed. Because I've tried this. I looked it over a little bit before I prepared. Come on, open this thing. It's not. It's going to be a punk. Alright. Lost 10 tribes. Israel. These scriptures don't even give justice to what we're looking for. Here we have Quetzalcoatl. And notice of antiquities of Mexico. Alright. So the problem is this don't get us to Arsareth. This gets us after Arsareth and how and after they're in Mexico. This does not get us the story of how they got there. So it's interesting that we have this here, PG, and this is the damn story of how they got there, and then this is the story of why they're there. And again, this is Central America or the Western Hemisphere. And you want to prove it, why does it sit here and say what? It says Mexicans, which are the what? The Mexicans are the Egyptians. Alright? Then it tells you the Mexican Empire, which is the Egyptian Empire. Then it tells you the Haitians, right? For royal, read the royal. So they done told you right there that the real fucking royals are in Haiti. Now, why do they shit in the water in Haiti? Why does somebody that does not drink from the water go to Haiti, shit in the water to give the people of Haiti chloria? Because they're trying to fucking poison them. And if they openly kill everybody in this timeline, when everybody's got a cell phone, and see, they can't do it. The people of Peru. Now, we would think the royal line was at Peru. They're telling you that the royal line of the Peru is in Haiti. And if you fuck, I would have never guessed any of this shit. Fuck no. Never. Never. You give me 10 more fucking years on this shit, I'd never guessed that shit. Never. Never. And it's all right. It's just in the appendix. You can find all this. And you see in the fucking table of contents. You don't even have to read yet. Don't even have to read yet. Oh, man. Wow, that is a 2 hours, 2.5 hours for us together. It's really 3 hours and something with all the breaks, restroom breaks, and all that shit. Alright, so